Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time featuring the Tier 8 American Heavy Premium Tank, the T54E2, which is the unskinned slaughterhouse. They are actually two quite old replays, but I needed to clear some space on my hard drive, so I thought I'd feature this tank in today's video. It comes with two guns. You can use the single shot gun, or you can use the free shot autoloader, and I much prefer the free shot autoloader in this tank because when you're in your bottom tier lobbies like this particular lobby I am, you can actually really you can put some serious damage onto the tier 10 tanks. It's got a really deadly clip. It's also got 360 alpha per shot. With 3 shots. This tank has featured on my channel a few times before, but like I say, I needed to clear some space, so yeah, I thought I'd show it today. But yeah, if you like this video, there is obviously 2 more in this tank as well if you want to see some videos on it. But we're on Arctic region, encounter, bottom tier. I've decided to see if we can get some damage on the cross at the start, because we've got that lovely clip, and we spotted this poor mouse in the open, side on, so we get 1, back down, get we 2, we try and get the 3rd, and we get the 3rd in, and it's a really lovely start to the game, picking up at 1123 damage and a little bit of assistance. We're now backing up because obviously we want to reload. They've got a fun police in the game, and we don't want to get shot by that, so we're sort of just pulling back, hugging this rock while we lose our spot. Now I kind of figured everyone's already made the cross now, so I'm probably gonna, I'm not gonna get any easy damage like that. So I'm pulling back a little bit just because that Progetto 65 has kind of got an annoying position where you can poke up and get shots. But as we do that, I get lit by the camping S-Conk, which is an interesting position for the S-Conk, and a Death Star, I believe, which is a more useful position for that tank. But thankfully, we managed to actually track that S-Conk out in the open, and we actually got our next 3 shots in as well. So far we're on 6 for 6, which is great. The enemy fun police tried to send me to jail there, but it wasn't too bad in the end. We only lost like 300 hit points for that miss. Yeah, so definitely could have been a lot worse than that. But we have got to be aware that the fun police has taken a liking to us, shall we say. So we need to try and be a little bit wary of that. I get lit there. Like I say, I've got to be careful because that Progetto 66 is in a position where they can get shots from me if he sort of over pokes. So I don't really want that to happen. Obviously it is a tier 10 lobby game as well, so I've got to be a little bit careful, playing a little bit more cagey. At this point this is only danger when you push into this low zone at the start. You can kind of get stuck there a little bit, but I just didn't want to go to the heavy flank while I was bottom tier. And we've got 2k damage out at the moment, so it's not been too bad, and there is quite a lot of damage left in the game, so we're just being a little bit careful, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity. Like, what I'd like to happen is this Progetto to poke up so I can just track him and get the 3 shots in. Cause that's a good thing about the autoload. If you get one into the track, then you can try and get your next shots into the track just to allow you to get your your clip off, basically. They repair and you just track them again, which is always how you want to look out for when you're playing these autoloaders. So we're just trying to wait for an opportunity. Our enemy, I've got a few stuff towards the sort of top left of the map, which is spotting our enemy team, so we're just waiting to see if we get an opportunity. Our enemy light tank is kind of in their base, and it's being a bit of a nuisance, so I'm thinking that's going to distract them a little bit. We managed to get a nice one in for the Conqueror, and surprisingly we don't get lit for it. I suspect it was shooting for a lot of cover, but we do get lit now, which I think is that Progetto, which I was sort of talking about earlier. So I'm pulling back so he's got harder shots onto me. He hits one, I actually get a nice shot straight into him, and I get my next shot in, so that's actually 6 for 6 so far on our shots. Sorry, 9 for 9 I should say. And yeah, we penned our first 3 clips, picking up sort of 3,100 on damage and 400 assistance. Wanting this Progetto to get taken down if we can, so then we can poke up a little bit higher, which he has now got taken out. The enemy fun police is been sent to the garage as well, which is great. and I'm going to try and make an opportunity to see if I can push over now and try and get into a bit more of the damage of the game. It's still fairly even, but like I say, I've had a decent start and I would like to try and get a bit more damage. We spotted this Death Star. He's actually looking at us, and to be honest with you, we're playing extremely risky there. But fortunately, it does pay off. We then get another clip in, so we actually, so far, we've not actually missed or failed to penetrate a shot. So we had sort of the perfect start with our clips, putting ourselves on sort of 4,200 damage, 400 assistance. I was kind of expecting the stuff behind us on the the north sort of A6 position to get taken out, because I'm a little bit concerned as that they haven't, is now they potentially have got shots in my rear, so it's something I've got to be a bit careful of. But these heavies now are actually kind of pushed up, and annoyingly the Russian tank is kind of hold down to us, and this Type 5, oh man, we're not going to pen with this APCR if I'm honest. I'm trying to chance a cupola, but if I'm honest, it's not really going to happen. Now I overextend too much, way too much there, and yeah, and you see I got absolutely slapped and punished for it. It wasn't really worth it, to be honest, either, because like I say, 250 I think it's got a round APCR pen. Never going to pen that type, so I should have just waited for someone else to take him out, which he does now get taken out, but I've now lost quite a lot of hit points for it, which means I can't sort of full send over to that heavy, which I'd like to do to try and pick up another clip of damage, but that doesn't seem too possible for me at the moment. So I'm just looking to see if there's any other options to pick up a bit of damage. We do get a bit of assistance there, I think, for spotting that gorilla, I believe, somehow, so that's quite nice. But this, like I say, this object is almost dead, so we're thinking, oh, there's no point going that way because we're not going to get any damage. And it's kind of annoying, the game's kind of fizzled out a little bit. Like, it started so, well, and then we kind of, we're running out of things to shoot. And if I'm honest with you, this next bit of the replay is a little bit of a drive, so I'm not going to sit there rambling on. I'm just going to play you a little bit of music, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little bit of music there, and that all brings us an end to the first replay. We picked up 2 kills, 4,200 damage, about sort of 500-600 assistance. Not a too bad game considering we were bottom tier, but yeah, that's it for the first one, and obviously we've got one more replay to come, and I will see you over there in a little bit. Okay, so here we are on the final replay, which is Vineyards. I think this is the oldest replay of the two. We've got one fun place to contend with, but we are top tier, which is nice. I'm glad we from this spawn. For this side, I like to go to sort of the left-hand side at the start. I'm glad it's kind of spawned me here and not on the buildings on the other spawn. Because it allows me to get to this little ridge line at the A sort of 5-6 area that little bit quicker, which is going to hopefully mean that I might not less likely to lose damage on getting there. Essentially, one of the enemy team's Tiger 1 is somehow killed herself already, so I don't know if they just tried to make a cross or jump off. But yeah, so the enemy team are 1 tank down in like 30 seconds, so no, not bad going. But yeah, we're going to try and push up now. This sort of position, I like to push on the right hand side here first, because you're a little bit, you can spot the camping TDs, but you're also a little bit more safer from the fun police than when if you poke straight up on the top of the ridge. We have spotted this AT-15. We get 1 through the lower plate, we get 2 through the lower plate, and unfortunately the third one bounces. But we're going to pull back in on our reload because, like I say, we don't want to get shut down by the fun police. No, I'm just keeping an eye on sort of where I'm detected and trying to sort of stay a little bit closer to this ridge while I'm reloading. But there is sort of about three or four enemy tanks over that side, so I've got to be a little bit careful. But it's hard for them; they can't really push over into me. So for the time being, I'm just going to try and get shots into this AT-15, see if I can take this tank out. We get 1 through the cupola. We're going to go for the second through the cupola. Unfortunately, it bounces, but we do get the third one in. Not rolling high enough to take him out, but we have left him on a 1 shot now, and picked up sort of just under 1500 damage. And now we're back on that reload again. I swapped to the small map just because I wanted to know if these heavies were going to make a push on me. Then I wanted to react, quickly, basically, and I kind of know where the other tanks are. So now we've got a bit of momentum, and our team are pushing over this side. I'm going to make the push to see if I can get my clip in. I take 1 there, which damages my fuel rack, which is not ideal. I probably need to repair it, but I don't want to do it straight away just in case I get tracked here. We do manage to take out the huntsman. Unfortunately, I bounced the general, but now we're going to sort of get back into cover. I repair the fuel tanks. I don't want to get lit because I don't run fire extinguishers. So yeah, I definitely don't want to get lit if I can't help it. But yeah, it's a decent start to the game. But it's still pretty even, 12-12. We seem to have won the majority fight over here, and a lot of the enemy are kind of on the other side of the map now. So now I'm going to make this push. On the way, we get a lovely little cheeky shot in this Samil. I'm hoping that, I've kind of predict a lot of the enemy TDs, which there are quite a few of them in this game, will be camping at their spawn, because it just makes sense. So if I can get over there quickly, while I've got my team behind me, there's a good chance I can pick up a little bit of assistance if I'm the first one there. So that's the plan anyway. I'm going to try and get over there before my friendly teams do. I kind of got this medium coming though, which chances are is going to beat me to it, because it's going to be that little bit quicker than me. But I'm going to make a go of it, see if we can get a little bit of assistance. We managed to finish off at AT-15 from earlier. We've gone on a reload now. I'm still going to push and try and spot while I'm reloading, so I'm not just going to sit there while I'm on my reload. I'm going to make use of my reload and get a bit of travelling in, because I need to close the distance to the enemy team. It's still fairly even, and they've won the other side, so I have to be aware of the fact that I may have to return to my base to stop the enemy capping, because you just got to be aware of your surroundings, because you don't want to keep pushing and then find out it's too late to get resets. But at the moment, I'm just looking to try and get a little bit of assistance, because they're not in a cap yet. I've got a bit of time, and we spotted this Iron Rain, very, very dangerous tank. We're going to try and get our clip in. We've got 2 shots here. We're on a reload. I'm hoping the Iron Rain gets finished off by my friendly teammates, which it does, giving me that little bit of extra assistance. And you can see the rest of these 2 heavy tanks are now pushing towards our base, and we don't really have a lot apart from our friendly fun police defending the base. So I'm going to push back now and see if we can defend the base. We have got 1 heavy tank which is actually coming with us, which is nice. So obviously sort of realise that the base is under threat as well. We're going to turn around. It's still very even game. We're 2 tanks up, but yeah, anything can still happen, can't it? When it's like that, we definitely still in the balance anyway at this point. Although we have got the advantage. We spotted this TD at the open. Was looking to see if we could just get a clip into it. Unfortunately, we can't because it's Progetto heavy tank. So we're going to try and get our shots in. We managed to get sort of safe, so we're side scraping, and he wasn't able to get a pen. But I couldn't get my shot in because that little bit of metal sticking out on the cover kind of just got in the way of stopping my shots. I'm going to move back because there was 2 heavy tanks over here, so I'm suspecting the other one might be close by, or is actually the one in the cap by the looks of it. So we're going to try and spot that tank, and it was Oho, and he just slapped me there. I don't know why I'm going for the lower plate there, but yeah, we bounced that. But we have lit the OHO up now, and I'm kind of hoping that our friendly M40 Fun Police, our artillery, if I keep the cap lit, they should in theory be able to get quite an easy shot at the guy in the camp, because he's not moving. We're keeping this Progetto sort of focused on us. He's now getting shot by a few tanks. So what I need to do is light that cap, keep the OHO there, and it's only really a matter of time until you'd think until the artillery gets that shot in. We managed to get one into him because he turned away from us. Unfortunately, we kind of gambled there. Maybe I should have pulled in because I wasted a little bit of hit points there, and it's still on a 6 versus 4. And yeah, I need our Fun Police to take out this OHO now, because it's just going to make my life so much easier. I'm kind of a little bit concerned that I'm going to get shot in the rear, because now I'm on a one shot. That's why I probably should have been a little bit more careful with my hit points, but I didn't. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't cost me. You can see there is a TD coming behind me, and I've realised that now, so I am going to sort of pull back and look to turn around. Thankfully the artillery does take out the OHO, so now at least we don't have to worry about that. But we're getting pushed by this J Panther, and I'm a one shot to the J Panther, so I need to spot this J Panther and get my clip in before he gets to me, because we don't want to get taken out. We are hold down sort of at the moment. We managed to bounce one off of the turret. This note means we should be able to take him out. The first one doesn't go in, but it tracks him. We do take him out in the end. And now we're on a reload. We've got this full health T54E2. Obviously, he doesn't really have any armour, but we are probably a 2 shot to this tank, I would say. So we're going to try, and I'm sort of poking over to make sure I keep him lit so it doesn't surprise me. At this point, I know I can eat one shot. I'm hoping, he hasn't shot yet, so I'm thinking I've probably got a good chance of taking out, but I don't roll high enough. But like I say, he is lightly armoured. The artillery gets one in, and then we manage to do him a little love tap at the end to finish off the game and finish off the video. So let's get to the scoreboard. We pick up 4 kills, 5,095 damage, 2,100 assistance. And we've got the ace tanker, and as you see behind the scoreboard, it's quite an old replay, but I wanted to clear a bit of space and get these replays out for you. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!